And now he's gone. That's right, he got the boot. He was kicked out. We broke up hard with Doug Peterson. But that doesn't mean I won't remember the good times, the fond times, the memories we had together. The Super Bowl will be always the pinnacle of that relationship. We have a statue for him outside in front of the stadium. He will be remembered. He will be a great old flame that we'll remember and look back on fondly. But Doug Peterson, again, was another one that had to go. It was just time. We've been around each other too long. It was like the perfect epitome of a COVID relationship right now with Doug Peterson. Cooped up inside too long with him and realized that maybe he's just a little crazy. And maybe he's not the one that's supposed to be here. Maybe there's other Doug Petersons out there, other coaches. Now, just because we went with a new, younger coach doesn't mean that we're just going on to the next young thing. No, maybe he could be a great coach too. Nick Sirianni could be the next answer. Welcome to the ChadBurn Show, brought to you by M. Chad Baldwin. Hello and welcome to the ChadBurn Show. I am your host, ChadBurn, and we are back, but for a special episode this week because Valentine's Day just passed. We did have the President's Day on Monday, and that was a long break, obviously, while we're recording on Tuesday. But the real special day is, in fact, the Valentine's Day. That's the one we really celebrate, right? Where we get with our special someone. You know, we treat them right, we give them a good meal, hopefully get lucky in the evening. You know, that's what we're really in for. So I felt like this was time to dedicate a special episode to Valentine's Day. And what I'll be doing this episode is going through some of my sports crushes, man crushes, you know, the ones that have been near and dear to me. And I'm going to do one where I'll be asking for forgiveness for the way I've mistreated them. And two will be more about the heartbreak side of Valentine's Day, because it's not all chocolates and roses. Sometimes it's the tough questions you got to ask and, you know, realize maybe it's time for the two of you just to move on and see other people. And that's what I'll be doing with two of the people on my list. But first, you know, we'll go over the ones where I'm asking for forgiveness and trying to get them back. So the first one that I'll give a shout out to in this Valentine's Day special episode of the ChadBurn Show is Joel Embiid. That's right, baby, I'm asking for you back. Because last season, I think to many that probably followed the show, know that I was saying, you know, I would trade Joel Embiid over Ben Simmons in order to build the Sixers team. Now, in my defense, it was at a time with a different coach. Brett Brown had a different system. He was very focused on speed, on small ball, on being able to move the ball around the perimeter and shoot lots of threes. And it seemed that Ben Simmons was the best fit at the time. I know I said that when Ben Simmons was on the court without Joel Embiid, that the Sixers were performing better, winning better games. But as we've seen this season, it appears to be all really an effect of coaching. That's right, Brett Brown was not the right guy, and now we have Doc Rivers in the city to take care of the team and to really get the best out of Joel Embiid. So I'm asking for forgiveness, Joel. I'm asking for you to take me back as a true fan of yours, because this season, it has been incredible. Up 3 minutes from last season, averaging per game. You've brought your field goal percentage up to 54.3% this season, up from 47%. Your three-pointers are almost at 40%. Your true shooting percentage is up by 7% at 66.5%. True shooting. Your win share per 48 minutes is up by 27%, and your plus-minus is 8. And your plus-minus, per 100 possessions is 16.9. The other one was the box plus-minus. So I got to say, Joel Embiid, you have been proving me wrong time after time. And I tried to throw you to the side like garbage and focus all my love and attention on Ben Simmons. But Joel Embiid, you are the true apple of my eye. You're the one that's going to make this team go and hopefully take us to the promised land of the NBA championship. Your MVP caliber season so far is incredible, and the campaign you've put forward, I think, is far superior than LeBron James. I think Nikola Jokic, the Joker over on the Nuggets, is maybe the only other one that can possibly unseat you from this stellar season. But right now, it's the year of the big man, and the big man needs big love, and we need to support Joel Embiid. We need to show him that he is the truth to this city. Not AI, the truth, but the new truth, the process truth. Joel Embiid deserves our appreciation because this has been one hell of a season so far, with the 76ers first in the East with an 18-6 record. I mean, I didn't think I'd see it this quickly, but it's just a fact that this team is different from last year, and they are a powerful, better team. And it has been a joy to watch them play. It's been a joy to see Joel Embiid carry him. Whether it's the small jumper at the elbow, the hook shot, the incredible rebounding, the three-pointers, he does it all. And he does it with a smile, with some fun that I think we appreciate as Philadelphia 76ers fans. A character and a personality like Joel Embiid is embraced by a Philadelphia fan base because we love a player that is able to excite us, able to give us something to watch and listen to, and after the game, he's also entertaining on social media, at the press conference. I mean, there is some maturity in him for sure, but he's still a joyous teammate and a great person to watch out on the court. So that's right. A lot of love's got to go to Joel Embiid carrying this team forward. No better way to start off a Valentine's Day episode than talking about Joel Embiid, that's for sure. And yeah, he didn't play last night against the Jazz, but he is still proving himself to be an invaluable resource to his team, and we hope he'll keep healthy all the way to the end. I don't care if he takes rest right now. The team can go on without him. Yes, they lost, but it's been a tough road trip through the West. I expect him to get back on right footing once he's back in the lineup. You know, of course, you're going to go through some losses. Any good team is going to lose to other good teams. It's about how they pick themselves back up, and I think Doc Rivers is going to carry them forward and make sure that they're held accountable through all of this and continue to perform. The Sixers, a lot of promise this year. I really do believe it. I think they can go deep in the playoffs. I think they can make it to the NBA Finals. I think that they can at least have a chance to win a championship against one of those powerful Western Conference teams, but they seem to have all the right pieces to go together. With Joel Embiid down low, Ben Simmons is finally being confident on the top of the key. He's playing well, driving to the basket. He's dishing. Like, what we want to see is great assists. He's not afraid to go to the free throw line. I don't even care about the jump shot anymore. Ben Simmons doing great there. Danny Green outside. Seth Curry having himself a career season. I love Shake Milton coming off the bench. Matisse Thybulle. I mean, this team is great. Korkmaz, forget about. I don't really care about him. But the rest of the team, Tyrese Maxey, this is a formula for a lot of winning for a lot of seasons. And at the heart of it all, Joel Embiid. So I've given you my heart-shaped candy, Joel. Will you be mine? And I beg your forgiveness for even contemplating trading you last season. No, that you are absolutely what this team needs, and the big man is back in a big way in the league. So that's the first one of the Valentine's Day special, obviously highlighting Joel Embiid. But the next two are going to be more about heartbreak, about the tougher, rougher side of the Valentine's Day, about those times where, like I said, it's about us moving on, growing, becoming better. And one of those players is Carson Wentz. That's right. Carson has been near and dear to my heart for a long time. I've always stuck by him. Through all the trials and tribulations, I've always stood up for Carson Wentz. I believe that he could have been an answer in this city and that he could have been a great quarterback, but obviously things have changed. He doesn't want to be here. The team doesn't want him here. It's time for him to move on, to see other teams, to test the pools out there. Maybe the Eagles, that they were his first team and they were important first love for him. But it's time for him to see what else is out there. There's other teams in the sea, and they are willing to take him in. And they'll be happy to have a quarterback like him. I think the Indianapolis Colts will treat him well if he goes there. Frank Reich will bring him back in. He'll have a team that's young, powerful, dominant team with lots of weapons at the wide receiver position, running back, offensive line. They'll be able to protect him, keep him strong and healthy. And he doesn't need to be the savior of the team. He just needs to come in and be a decent enough quarterback. Philip Rivers took him far. I think Carson Wentz can do the same. So for me, I sadly have to say goodbye to Carson Wentz and move on. Find a way to repair my heart and his. In these tough times, we have to look deep within ourselves, look in our soul, look in our hearts to understand what's necessary, what's the next steps we need to take. And for the future of the Eagles organization, it is not with Carson Wentz at the helm. We need to make this an amicable breakup. Don't hurt anyone's feelings any more than they have to be hurt. And just rip the Band-Aid off and be able to find a future without each other. That's going to be a tough one for me. I'll admit it. It's going to be tough for me to love other quarterbacks. I'm going to do my best with Hurts. Give him a chance. Tell him that he can still be a good quarterback. I believe in him. Sure. Absolutely. I think he could get it done. He could be the answer. But I wasn't enamored by the end of the season. His 1-3 record was not spectacular. His throwing was, terrible. Almost a 20% completion in one of the games. It's just not the best. He's got great legs, though. He can run. He can keep the play going. So maybe that will be the ticket. Maybe it'll be a little Lamar Jackson-esque type of situation, a Murray situation, Kyler Murray. So we'll have to see. Maybe we'll have to adapt and create a new offense. But it's definitely not offense that has a place for Carson Wentz. He's going to go on to greener and brighter pastures, whether it's the Chicago Bears, Indianapolis Colts, maybe the Las Vegas Raiders. Who knows? Could even be the New England Patriots. He'll have lots of suitors. And they'll want their opportunity to try and, make him right again. Make him whole. Just fix him up. He's a tough guy that needs to be, give a little care to him. So that's obviously Carson Wentz. And it's going to be a tough breakup. We're going to have to decide who keeps the hunting rifles in this relationship. Who keeps the New Jersey house in this relationship? I don't know. If he goes to Indianapolis, will he hunt there? Will he remember us? Will he remember the times where he was out hunting for duck and all of a sudden got a call that he was the starting quarterback? Or how about that time when Alshon Jeffrey was talking shit about him in the locker room to reporters anonymously? Or maybe the burner accounts of Nelson Aguilar. Or maybe Howie Roseman drafting a quarterback to replace him. All of those things. Will he have that with other teams? Or will he be able to keep that special with us? We don't always treat him right. We know that with Donovan McNabb. We know that with other players in this organization. Nelson Aguilar has gone on. We don't always treat them right. We try and treat them the way we feel they need to be treated. And it can be an abusive relationship sometimes between the Philadelphia Eagles and their players. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of give and take. And Carson Wentz, I think, was beloved by many, but obviously Nick Foles was the other gal in this one. Nick Foles was definitely the side piece for a while here for a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans. And it was tough. It was tough to repair that relationship with Carson Wentz and be able to tell him that it's okay. You're the apple of our eye. You're the one we want you to be here. It just didn't work out. Sometimes it just doesn't. And you just need to go your separate ways and hold no animosity and just know that it's for the best. It's for the best for both of us. As the fan base and you as the player, you need to get to another city and just be able to grow for yourself. Be independent. Live life a little without the Philadelphia fan base. So we'll get there. Again, it'll be tough, but we'll get there. We'll get through this. So on the Valentine's Day episode, obviously, we show our love to Joel Embiid. We show our heartbreak to Carson Wentz. And now I'm going to show a little more heartbreak, but more of the angry kind. This was a brutal breakup. And that was with Doug Peterson. Now, if you listen to the show, you know I was no fan of Doug Peterson. There was no love lost between us. I didn't want him here. I want him gone. I want him out of the city. Didn't want him coaching this team anymore. I thought he was bringing us down. And now he's gone. That's right. He got the boot. He was kicked out. We broke up hard with Doug Peterson. But that doesn't mean I won't remember the good times, the fond times, the memories we had together. The Super Bowl will be always the pinnacle of that relationship. We have a statue for him outside in front of the stadium. He will be remembered. He will be a great old flame that we'll remember and look back on fondly. But Doug Peterson, again, was another one that had to go. It was just time. We've been around each other too long. It was like the perfect epitome of a COVID relationship right now with Doug Peterson. Cooped up inside too long with him and realized that maybe he's just a little crazy. And maybe he's not the one that's supposed to be here. Maybe there's other Doug Petersons out there, other coaches. Now, just because we went with a new, younger coach doesn't mean that we're just going on to the next young thing. No, maybe he could be a great coach too. Nick Sirianni could be the next answer. Sometimes you got to upgrade to the newest model. And that's what we did. We go to Nick Sirianni. And he'll have some tough times, and he'll have to figure out the team and the media, and he'll definitely have a pretty shitty season this year. Yeah, he'll have a real rough one. He'll have to go through the mud in order to get to the top and be, anything of what we had with Doug Peterson back in 2017. But it was a toxic relationship with Doug. We tried to remember all the fond memories of the past, but we didn't actually were realistic about the future. His play calling, the steady decline of the team from 2017 onward with 9-7 records 2 years in a row, and the offense that was dropping off the face, the defense that wasn't really pulling through. It was just a whole team that was no longer what it was. They weren't having fun. They weren't able to really perform at their peak, the pinnacle of the Eagles dynasty. I say dynasty because it only really lasted a season, but it was supposed to last for a long time. He told us when we were most vulnerable, when we were celebrating that Super Bowl, that this was the new norm. We expect great things from this team. And instead, we were left with, really shit in our hand. That's it. Just fights and anger and just animosity at all times between each other. He didn't like us. We didn't like him. We tried to make it work for the team. And they'll probably blame themselves for this breakup. But, in the end, it was just between us, the fan base, and Dougie. And we had to hit the road. And I'm sure he'll find a nice team later, just like Carson. He'll get out there and he'll find other Philadelphia Eagles teams out there in the sea. And maybe he'll coach them again to some greatness. But, we won't look to him in jealousy. We won't try and get them back. We're going to let them go and live their own lives without us bothering them and holding them down. Doug. How far we have fallen from where we were. It's a tough one, that's for sure. But Doug Peterson, I want you to know there are no hard feelings here. As much as I trashed you all season, I just want you to remember that we will remember the Super Bowl. We'll keep the statue up, and we'll talk about what you were able to create and the team that you were able to build and the first ever championship you brought to Philadelphia City and to the Philadelphia Eagles. That will not be lost on us. But we had to kick you out the door faster than stale bread. It just was no longer there. Like scrapple that has just been overcooked, or a cheesesteak without cheese whiz. You just weren't the right combo anymore. It had to go. And, we'll find another one. Like I said, we got our new young piece in Nick Sirianni, and hopefully he can build a great franchise around the pieces we have. And maybe Howie Roseman will be the problem all along, but we'll find out together. So I wish you and bid you adieu, Doug Peterson, and may you prosper in the next football relationship you have together. And that's why we're going to keep the theme of, the Valentine's Day. We had the love for Joel Embiid, the heartbreak with Carson Wentz, and the rough breakup with Doug Peterson. Really all the three peaks of a Valentine's Day sandwich. These are what, you expect when you got the Valentines. You got the good, you got the bad, and you got the memories. The memories we'll always have. We'll have our scrapbook of player memories between each of them, and we'll always look back on it and remember that ring we have, that Super Bowl ring, which we will be keeping in the divorce, obviously, Doug Peterson. That's ours. Super Bowl ring is ours. You can go have something else. Oh, Valentine's Day. Love is in the air. And hopefully with this team, we're going to have new love. Like I said, Nick Sirianni, that could be great. Jalen Hurts could be the next great thing. Maybe we'll find some other young players out there that will be able to be part of this franchise and bring the love here. We need more love on the Eagles team. We need to bring it all together and have family again. Make sure that everyone is clicking on all cylinders and able to work together. Because we can't go through what we've had before. There was toxic relationships left and right. Whether it was with the quarterback or the coach, it just wasn't working anymore. And it was bleeding into the other people and the other relationships. And we need this team to be strong and be able to be built around each other and be able to rely on each other and trust each other and know that everyone's got each other's back and no one's going to be out snitching to the media and groveling and making complaints all the time. We need to be a fresh start, clean slate. Allow everyone to just know that this is a team of cohesiveness and family. That's what I hope for the Eagles franchise. And again, we had all love for the Sixers, and now the Eagles are going to be the ones that are going to have to rebuild that trust with everyone. But I do have high hopes, and I think that we, as an Eagles fan base, can find love again. So that'll do it, folks, for our fun Valentine's Day special episode. We try to keep it easy with some love, some heartbreak, and some truth telling about some tough relationships. But we did, try and bring it all together and have some fun with it. There will be more stories in the next few weeks about the Philadelphia 76ers. We'll be breaking down their very great season so far as they continue to cling on to the first seed in the East. And we'll talk about their ups and downs and how Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid are working together with this team and how Seth Curry is having a great season and the incredible system Doc Rivers has set up. I have lots of high hopes for this organization. So we'll be back with that next week and a little more detail into the sports side. But we had to have some fun with this episode given the timing. And, well, we hope that everyone out there had a wonderful Valentine's Day. If you don't have someone special in your life, I hope that you're able to at least love yourself and love everyone around you. And if you do have someone special in your life, I hope you treated them well and that you showed them the love they deserve and that you were able to have a little COVID romance during this time. But to everyone out there, from our show here, the ChadBurn Show, we want to show our love to you. Thank you for your continued support. Until next time, hope you have a great evening and good night. Thank you for listening to the ChadBurn Show. Remember to check out all new episodes every Monday at 7 p.m. on Google Podcasts, Apple iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and all major platforms where you listen to your podcast. If you'd like to get in touch with me and you want to send in your questions or requests for topics to discuss in the show, you can email chadburn.show@gmail.com. All episodes have video recorded, which is then posted to our YouTube channel, The ChadBurn Show. Be sure to subscribe to us where you get your podcasts or on our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all our new content. You can also follow the show on Instagram at ChadBurn Show and on Facebook, The ChadBurn Show, to see clips from previously recorded episodes and information on all upcoming shows.